right, we're back on this old Mercedes, as you can see. And I explained in the previous videos what we're doing and what I'm doing, so I'm going to try to keep this shorter and not explain everything. You got to look at the previous videos. So I stuck 1.5 pounds of refrigerant in this old vehicle. I didn't even look up specs because I know 1.5 pounds is under, and that's not one of the... You can see the exhaust manifold in the bright orange. You can see that, see where it says minimum 35 degrees? You see the maximum 320 degrees? That's the exhaust manifold. You see the center, where I have the center and it says 94 degrees? Well, that center is on the receiver dryer. So my high side PSI is probably somewhere around 110 PSI or so, somewhere around there, but not at this point. It's just cooled off more because of where I'm taking the temperature out. But if you see the 36 degrees, look down there. You see that line, that black line? That is the suction hose down there. That is 35 degrees, 38 degrees. You see that little blue line, that little blue X moving around at the bottom of the screen? That is the minimum temperature. That's your 38, 39 degrees. And then you see your maximum. You see where I have the center? Now if I put the center onto the receiver dryer, center, CEN, is saying 96 degrees. If I move center over to the center of that cold hose, now my center is 35 degrees. You understand how this works? And then you see the red X is way up there at the top of the screen, under the B, a little off to the right, and it says a maximum of 320 degrees or something like that. That's how this works. I just wanted to show you that. And I told you in my previous videos I was hooked up on the high side and I was having an Alzheimer's moment there. I'm actually hooked up on the low side. I just have the high side hose hooked up to it. And you can see that right here. My pressure, 18 PSI, 21, 16. And we know it's getting cold. It's 38 degrees on the rubber it's picking up. As soon as I started the engine, within 3 seconds, I didn't just feel cold air. It was instantly cold. That's how fast this works. Let's take a look in here. Now I'm taking temperatures off of silver reflective items, and that's not a good way to do it with a UV, with an infrared camera or infrared thermometer. That silver throws you off. But let's get down there. You see that hot spot? That's a resistor. Let's get that resistor out of the way. Tells you it's working. Let it recalibrate. Let's look at that. Let me try to get you. Now, I am not allowing the air to shoot up into the lens of my camera. Otherwise, it'll give you a false reading. But as you can see, where the blue moving line is on the duct, it's 37 degrees. Where the center, let's see, let me get the center. Let me overlap them right there, right there. Did you see me put the green dot where the blue X, and now they're both at 36, 37 degrees. You see how that works? So that's the temperature of the air basically coming out of there. And that's the temperature of the material that is being chilled down. Let's get this back out here. That's a resistor. That's a hot puppy. Let me, oh yeah. That'll, oh yeah. That literally sizzles water. I just spit on my hands and it literally boils. That is so hot, it boils water. That's how hot that resistor is in the back of that. Old school stuff. And so when it says its temperature is 268 degrees, it's probably a little hotter. That's it. The clutch works, the compressor works, the expansion valve is working. We don't know if it's working good because of it's cold outside. It's only 60 some degrees, 58 degrees, 61 degrees outside. so we cannot see the monitoring of the expansion valve. They're going to move a car over here, so I'm moving out of their way. Everything is working, but I'd still recommend changing that expansion valve because you want it to modulate, you want it to adjust the refrigerant flow, you want it to keep in control the superheat. Even though expansion valves usually don't go bad, they're like compressors, they get murdered. But they do go out of calibration, it can lose gas charge inside its head. All right, I'm gonna get out of here because between the exhaust coming out of this car with very little opening, this garage becomes kind of a Auschwitz gas chamber in a few seconds of all these old cars running. See, this car is running, they just moved out 2 others. This one's running in here. My eyes and throat are tearing up and choking up, and I'm about to die here. So I'll see you guys later. I got to get out of the gas chamber, and see you guys in a little bit.